Hi, everyone. Good evening, and thank you so much for tuning in today here at the Hypnotherapist Lounge. I am Brandy Moyler, certified master hypnotist, and I'm here today with my colleagues, Makeen Bolognese and Joe Joy Brila. So we are here today. We come on every Friday and hopes to bring you a new facet from the world of hypnotherapy. So tonight our topic is pain management. And I think this is something that is universal, right? It affects everyone. And finding those ways that we can alleviate ourselves and make ourselves better through the power of the mind and energetics. And so hypnotherapy is something that we know that can help tremendously with pain and chronic pain. And so today we're going to take you through a hypnotic journey with that. So before we get started and we get into our topic, a little bit about what the Hypnotherapist Lounge is. The Hypnotherapist Lounge was created to help bring to our viewers our world of hypnotherapy and how it can make your life better. I know there's a lot of taboo around the topic of hypnosis, and so we're going to get more into that later as well. But before we get started, let's go ahead and introduce everyone. Again, I am Brandy. Let's go ahead and start with McKean. So, McKean, tell us a little bit about you and your practice and where you are located and any specialties that you may have.
Okay, well, I am McKean Bolognese, as you said, and I'm here in Los Angeles, California. And my practice consists of I primarily do the hypnotherapy, and also I'm a Reiki master teacher, so I've integrated Reiki, and also I do certified in past life regression. So we have all three of those, and for me, I really enjoy working with all walks of life. Like for me, it's just like young people, old people, anyone who's open to changing their life, actually. So for me, some of the things we work on is like addiction, weight loss, pain management, like tonight, stress, anxiety, it's habits, changing habits, motivation, abundance, the list goes on and on. So,
I mean, it never ends, right? What facet of life can we not plug these things into?
that's what's so beautiful about it. It's so universal.
Yes.
And I love how when you work with clients, as soon as they come in for one issue, you start uncovering like 12 others. So it's just chip
Mhm.
away at them one at a time and help them on their way to achieving their goals.
Session four, we're never where we were in session one, for sure, right?
Right.
It always pans out that way, because there's so much to know. And I always say with hypnotherapy, it's always my motto is always to see, know, and understand first ourselves and then others. It's more the more you start to peel back that onion, the more you learn, the deeper that you go. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
really,
for sure.
really wonderful. And also, can you tell our viewers a little more about Reiki? Because I know there's some people that may not be familiar with what exactly that is.
Okay, so a lot of popular people have known about the chakras for many years now. So it's basically energetic healing. We're connecting with the energy centers in our body. There's the seven main ones that people mainly know about it, starting at the crown, third eye, your throat, your heart, solar plexus, sacral, and your root chakra. So based on those seven main ones, they are connected and help with energy centers that control organs and different part internally on your body. So these energetic fields control physical areas in your body. And when those energetic fields take in negative energy or too much energy or blocked or affected in any way, it'll exhibit itself in the body in certain ways. So if you have maybe a blockage in your knee, maybe you're starting to get some knee problems. So it can be worked out, different issues, and you release these energetic blocks. And some people have energetic blocks to abundance. Some people have energetic blocks to different things. So it's quite universal. And once you change these things, you can greatly improve your life and make progress very quickly.
Oh, wonderful. Wow. That's really, really exciting. And you do these things in person, and you can also do the Reiki over Zoom, correct?
Yeah, that's what the beautiful thing about Reiki is. Actually, all these practices can be done on Zoom, which is so wonderful. Like we can do everything, and mainly because of intention. You use the client's intention, and you have the same intention, and energetically you work in the quantum, and that's able you're overcoming these obstacles of time and space.
Mm.
So the energy is freely flowing, and when people's minds are connected, when they have group meditations, it has effects on the society. When they go into a park, 50 people, 100 people, you start doing group meditation, you're going to affect the area you're in, and so
Right.
this energy travels great distances. So it's powerful, and the best thing about the client is all they have to do is sit down, relax, and just have the intention of what you discussed,
It's
and
just getting better, right?
it'll just get better.
Right.
So yeah, no, it's great.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And your practice is called Ignite Your Light Healing, correct?
That is correct. Got to ignite the light
Wonderful.
within, just ignite it.
Right. Absolutely. Awesome. Let's hear from JoJoy.
Well, hi, good evening, everyone. It's so good to be here in the Hypnotherapy Lounge. And McKean, my hat's off to you and the work that you do and where you are in California, And I'm over here in southern Colorado is where I'm at. Actually, I'm just right off of exit 74 on I-25. And the space that I reside in is a place where I've raised my children, and I've worked with the people in this valley for coming now on to 23 years now in a private practice. And I'm a trauma informed practitioner. I also have many modalities in the biodynamic cranial sacral therapy. I'm a neuromuscular therapist. I'm an energy worker. I'm a medium. I'm a lot of things, but what I'm most importantly that I am is a human with a lot of compassion to help people stop the cycle of abuse and stopping the cycle of abuse within ourselves and our mind talk that we do. And I work with chronic pain, and I've worked with chronic pain for a long time, and I was in chronic pain for 11 and a half years of my own life. And being able to be here with you guys is, in the world is an absolute honor and a gift and a blessing for sure.
Oh, we feel the same way. I always think you're like my spirit sister. Seriously, I really, really mean that.
Oh,
You know, like some people you just meet in your life, you're like, that's my
that's my sister.
sister.
But yeah, and so we get to I get to do a lot of different things. Being a trauma informed practitioner means that we work with developmental trauma. And when we work with developmental trauma, meaning we get to work with the development of who we are as human beings from the time of preconception all the way until we, pretty well set right there at 8 and definitely at 12 years old. And so for hypnotherapy,
It has to tie in beautifully with what
oh,
you're
it's
doing.
like the same wave. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
look, we
It's like
love
now we're
each
just going to take it a
other.
little bit deeper. Now we're
Oh,
going to take what we know and we're going to take it further. I love that.
thank you.
So, what is it that really in your life that really got you involved with the world of trauma?
My own journey, my
Yeah,
own healing
that's usually
journey.
how it is, right?
Yeah, for those of us that end up in the fields of helping others, we generally come from a place of pain and suffering ourselves. And for those of us that come from a place of pain and suffering, we understand what that is. But the beautiful part about what the healing journey is we can't help anybody any further than we've helped ourselves, no matter how hard we try. And so what catapulted me into this world,
Forces you, right? It forces you to do the most, to do the best for
it
self.
makes you realize how much you really, really, truly can do.
Yeah.
Take you to your thing, and then you get to be that kind of therapist, and that's what I get to do, and I'm really grateful for it.
I think it's amazing because it's your journey too. You know,
And it is,
I always say, I can't, whatever I do to you, you must understand I'm also doing it to myself. Like I'm not exempt. So
yeah,
if I'm working with you forgiveness and I also have that issue, well, we're both, there's going to be some intense energy going on, you know?
right, right. Yeah, and the, just like what you were saying, McKean, as far as, doing the Reiki and being able to help the people to balance their chakras, and then going even deeper with that to be able to get realigned. Because as we go into further discussion about trauma and such, as get to share more about that, and how this just absolutely everything that I have, every certificate I've got, every diploma I have is the education that has healed my own nervous system and my own world. And because of that, I get to be this therapist that gets to go out into the world and meet people truly, truly right where they're at.
Yeah. From all walks of life. I mean, I think that's one of the
Everything.
greatest things.
I did animals way long before I did people.
Hmm.
Animals were always, I've not ever had an animal lie to me. And
And
so
why would
I
they,
worked
right?
in that
They're
medium and
honest.
such. And so in people, I started with people, humans, when I was 15 and a half years old. I started in Western medicine at the hospital in Fort Morgan, Colorado, and Morgan Community Hospital as a candy striper, and was in a week later, I'm just helping them mamas when they come in and just labor and delivery. And I was so blessed to be able to find a niche in life that goes this way and all the way around.
Yeah. And so, and that's the thing. Hypnotherapy is so multifaceted. It's in all aspects of life. I don't know if you care if you're a CEO with a huge business and organization, or you're just a person that's battling with depression. I mean, these things span all across the board.
You do.
And our
You do.
topic today, pain. I mean, who cannot, there's not a single person in the world who is exempt from feeling pain physically in the
Mhm.
body, right?
Right.
And so hypnotherapy is a wonderful tool that teaches us and connects us and brings us back to that mind body connection and how we can alleviate how we feel physically based off the power of our mind and energetics. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And so, just a little bit about myself. I'm Brandy. I am the creator and owner of Apothecary Bee Metaphysics. I do hypnotherapy and crystal healing. Of course, I think most people know me from those elixirs. So, lots of crystal alchemy. And I studied Tibetan shamanism. And so, just similar to Reiki. So, in Tibetan shamanism, just as Reiki works from root to crown, we work more from third eye up. So, you get the whole spectrum when you start putting everything all together.
Mhm.
And really, really, what I focus on is intentions and manifestations. And then I do a lot of work with radionics as well. So, everything is all energetics, right? Everything is all about the power of the mind. And so, pain and how we can change that, you know? There are so many people in the world who deal with chronic pain. They are on medications for, and they feel like they have tried everything and still no relief. It was always my belief that when we are dealing, just takes things a step further into more of a spiritual plane. When we are dealing with chronic pain, we always want to look at, the first thing I want to look at is an emotional state. Because we know that our emotions can really cause festering and cause lots of physical malfunctions when our emotions are out of balance, when our energy is out of balance. And so this is something that I always am really, really big on looking at. And I always teach that for every thought, right? The biggest thing that I always like to work with clients is for every thought and things that we feel, there is a physical shift and nuance in the body, right? When we think about certain words, phrases, situations, circumstances, there's always that physical shift. And the more familiar that we get with ourselves and more time that we spend with selves and centering and grounding, learning a place that we want to be in, we become more discerning from outside things that trip that up and that change that. And when our bodies start to not be able to release, right? And we start getting pent up energy, that pent up energy starts to manifest into physical pain in the body. And so that's what we want to focus on today. So I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and get started. Let's hear from each of you and kind of hear what your take is on everything, and we'll have that discussion, and then we'll go ahead and get started into our hypnosis. So let's go ahead and start with McKean.
Yeah, pain is, like you said, it's on many levels, emotional, physical, energetic levels. So when I think of pain, it's like, there's lots of models we can look at. Some people, they talk about it through the language that they use, like, oh, like they talk to their spouse. So you're a pain in my neck. Oh, then, there's that pain in their neck. And
Because
so
that's again how they feel, right? And so
yeah.
they start to manifest that feeling of how they're feeling with that person into a physical manifestation in the body.
Well, like they said, words are spelling, right? Very
It's true.
powerful. And so you got to watch out what you say, what you think, and it's all coming from your own mind.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of times you're projecting these things. So you're in a painful state, you're going to project that onto other people, and they're going to see it on you. Like, you can tell when people are in pain. It's agonizing, it's debilitating. It's, as as anyone experienced, especially with chronic pain, it affects their whole life. They
It
become a
does.
different person. They have to learn how to live with this condition, and a lot of times it could be, when they say they get their heart broken and they're in heartache, and then it could actually probably kill somebody. Like, if they're in that
Hmm.
type of state and that emotional, it would literally kill them, because you can't handle all this pain. And a lot of times stress will turn into pain. The
Absolutely. And you hear these stories of married couples who have been married for years, and then one dies, and then the other one dies shortly afterwards because they become so heartbroken. And it's
Mhm.
this whole energetic like thing that happens where the other half, it's like the other half of the light goes out too, because they're so intertwined and interconnected. And so it's really, really the same relationship when we're dealing with ourselves, even on a personal level, you
Well,
know?
yeah, it's like that purpose, the sense of purpose. When people live together, if they're married 50 years, they become each other's purpose. They're the reasons why they do things in the morning. And
They talk the
so,
same, right? They begin to take on the same personality and things. I mean, then for a long time, it will be, this happens like all the time. Like, I'll walk outside and my husband, we're like dressed in the same colors and like dressed the same. And I'm like, what? What's going on? Just you
exactly,
just get
because
used to that energy and that
Right.
wavelength and being connected.
telepathy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and yeah, so when you put this amount of stress into the body, when the mind can't figure out problems, then it puts it into the body, and then you have all those body syndromes that are affected by it. So it all correlates. The more you know, the less you know. So
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's fair to say that what we have to do is we can't just look at one aspect, you know? And this is why I really, really love the world of psychosynthesis, because psychosynthesis teaches us that we have to look much further. We can't just look at the mind. Okay, we got to look beyond that. We have a whole world of belief systems, and this has been throughout our journey here at HMI. I think this has been one of my favorite things that we talked about was with the psychosynthesis, and I think that really, really tells a lot. And the more that you learn about yourself, the more that you can navigate this life with a different understanding and a broader perspective of things. Joy, tell us what your thoughts are. And I know this is like your world.
Oh
That's why
my
I'm
gosh.
happy here tonight.
I am so enjoying sitting here listening to you two. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Tanya's right. And it is, and pain, also having said everything that, is point on in what you shared, it's also deeper than that. It goes generational because I work with a lot of generational trauma with people, in the work that I do as a spiritual, helper in our community, in our Lakota community, in our Sundance community. And, we work a lot with the pain that still these generations later are, we're coming up out of. And so, having said that, but yet still, pain can be, and pain is the grandest teacher of all. When we can live through what we really truly thought was going to kill us, whether it was physical pain or emotional pain or spiritual pain, energetic pain, when we realize all those milestones, it builds up and it builds resilience in our nervous system so that really truly we get to, and I do say get to because when we're still here, we haven't crossed the finish line yet. The miracle hasn't happened yet.
Right.
And we can transmit that to those who have been through the pain and suffering like that, then it feeds into a world of healthier emotion, because not everybody can sit with somebody in their pain body. That's too much. You can be happy and you can be happy. Oh yeah, and you can be happy, yeah. And so it's a difficult thing for folks to sit with people that really are in their pain body, like you were saying, Brandy. Their spouses that have been married for 50 plus years, and one will cross, and not too long after that the other one will cross, because they're synergetically blended with each other so much that you walk out of the house,
They become one, and so
you look like each other and you speak
yeah.
the same language, and you really do complete each other. And so pain, there's a lot of different things about pain and how it shows up in our body. And if it's not attended to or is unattended, it truly causes, and it's been scientifically proven that it does cause cancer. It
Absolutely.
does cause the endocrine system to just be weakened, because we are not capable as human beings of running in the fight or flight responses for a long period of time. We're not, especially women. We're made for procreation, and so our chemical body and our hormonal body is more set up for making family, making babies, right? And it's not our old purpose as women. It's just but how we are created in that way. Whereas men, you're warriors, you go out and you take care of your family. And so therefore your chemical body in the male spectrum of things is more equipped to be able to handle high levels of adrenaline and cortisol. That's a fight or flight response constantly going. And so when that pain is not managed, then it really goes into a lot of health issues that will eventually truly, if it doesn't take you out, it really lends into a very unhealthy, not fun place to live.
Yeah, absolutely. So, this is our focus for this evening: pain and pain management. Hypnotherapy is a wonderful tool, again, like we said, that can work for all across the board. And even from tonight, from what you're going to hear, taking some of these ideas and taking some of these concepts, you can also do self hypnosis on yourself, right? Or, we'll always have the videos up on YouTube. So you can always go back and play it and put it on repeat at night, like if you need to. So, before we get started, we always like to kind of just break everything down so that everyone knows a little bit about what hypnotherapy is and what it isn't. So hypnotherapy, let's see. So hypnotherapy is a natural state. People always have questions about, is it safe? So hypnotherapy is honestly, it's safe for anyone at any given age. We see children and we see adults. And hypnosis, as far as I'm concerned, when I think about hypnotherapy, I always say, think about therapy with an induction. Think about going to see your therapist, but you're in a calm, relaxed state that allows you to speak more freely from your subconscious mind. And so it's very safe. It's a natural state. In fact, you probably experience it several times a day. Anytime that you are awake there, but you're completely zoned out, this is what we would consider a hypnotic state. There are different levels of hypnosis. Obviously, that if someone is coming in for anesthesia, then they were going to be in a much more deepened state than if we are just talking about family matters and affairs, right? So there's different levels of hypnosis. And of course, what most people think about when they think about hypnosis is they think about good old stage hypnosis, what we've all, been used to seeing from all the old movies and stuff. And that is a facet of hypnosis.
Hmm.
But that's not what we do. We are hypnotherapists. So we are here to help our clients to delve deep inside the subconscious mind to get to the root of our problems and then ways that we can change our perception, reframe them so that we can move on with our lives in a happy and more fulfilling manner. So, pretty much in hypnosis, you're not going to say or do anything that you normally wouldn't want to say or do. So it's not mind control. You're not going to just start telling me things that you normally wouldn't feel comfortable saying. So that's another thing that you need to know about hypnosis. And so, just a brief little overview about the theory of mind. And I think, Joe Joy, you kind of hit on a lot of points in the theory of mind. You just want to briefly just elaborate a little bit more on that and just go into it?
Yeah. Thank you, Brandy. I will. And how our brain is developed, developmentally. It goes into such a deep state, because it really is a development that starts at conception. And it's that process, which I won't go into because that's a whole nother beautiful story to talk about. But we start building our conscious or subconscious experience, and as we grow and we are, born and we have mom and dad and or grandmother, grandfather, or whatever our family dynamics is, in how that works. And with that, what happens is we develop certain known things. We know it. We know it. We don't have to think about it. We don't have to sit there and go, oh, I wonder. We don't. We know it like this. Say you're afraid of a dog, because you had a bad experience with the dog at a young age. Well, what happens with that is it becomes imprinted, if you will, in our body memory, which is 88% of what runs our world, and our mind, which is 12% of what runs our world. If you think about it, then if we're off balance in any place in our developmental process, then it's going to create us to be able to not be able to function as well and survive as well when we are adults as we did when we were younger, because those known processes are literally the things that got us through all the experiences that we've gone through, and it made it happen in such a way that it worked for the moment in time. Well, now, through the power and the beautiful gift of hypnosis, we get to drop down through the critical mind, which is that, yeah, but the what if, and I don't think so. Are you sure? And when we walk past that, we're able to go into that beautiful space of knowing our all stuff and how we behave in this world or react in this world. And those behaviors that haven't grown up yet because they're stuck in a certain place and wherever the trauma or stress had happened for us, then what happens is that we as hypnotherapists get to help you through your words, your experiences that you have shared with us. We get to give that right back to your subconscious mind. So we get to give your best friend back to your best friend and help that grow up to where you are now, where it becomes a healthy place to be. And in a sense, that's the theory of mind in a nutshell, really, about what it is that we get to do.
That's awesome. So thank you so much for sharing that. All right. So now everyone understands a little bit about how hypnosis works, because I think that's the biggest thing that people want to understand is how is this going to help me? So we're going to focus on some relief here coming up. We're going to change some ideas and how the body, and I'm sure we can do a little bit of energy work. Is everybody on board with that while we're going through our hypnotic inductions? So before we get started, as always, we'd like to just give you a little disclaimer here. So Joe Joy, would you like to give us a little, go go over our disclaimer here for us?
Okay, please do not do hypnosis while driving or operating machinery. We do not claim to diagnose or treat any specific condition. Our approach is intended for educational purposes only. Thank you. Did I get it all?
You got it all.
I
All right,
did.
guys. Let's go ahead and get started into our hypnotic induction. And today we're going to start this off with an eye fascination. So I want everyone to take that big, deep cleansing breath all the way down. And when we breathe, I want you to focus on breathing nice and deep, all the way down to the soles of your feet, and then releasing. And a power point in our breathing. Let's imagine ourselves almost like a dolphin. White light sitting right at the top of your head, right at the crown. And as you envision that white light right at your crown, I want you to imagine a small opening. Taking those deep breaths in nice and easy. Breathing deep all the way down. And while you're focusing on that crown breathing that comes so naturally, I want you to focus your eyes right on the center of the hypnotic spiral. And what's so magical about the hypnotic spiral is it almost is magnetic. The way that it draws you in. And as you focus your eyes right there on the center, your eyelids may begin to blink. Perhaps your eyelids begin to become heavy. And your breathing starts to slow. Becoming gentle, calm, and rhythmic. Eyelids blinking. Breathing slowing. Magnet pulling. Blinking. Slowing. Pulling. And it's almost like you're becoming one with the spiral. Believing and knowing and understanding that anything is possible in the world of hypnosis, where we explore the power of the mind, how it relates, how it correlates to our physical bodies. And we can control how we perceive and how we feel pain. And I know that those eyes are getting heavy. And I know that you're blinking, starting to slow. And you begin to drift, drift, and drift. Deeper and deeper and deep. And whenever you're ready to embark on this journey, I want you to give yourself permission to close those tired eyes and be healed. Be healed because this is what you desire. You desire to feel better, be better, and to take control over your life again. And as your eyes are closed, you watch behind your eyelids fade to black in 3, 2, 1, 0. Deep, deep sleep. Now I want you to, in your mind, I want you to focus on your target area, wherever that may be. If it's your shoulder, your back, or let's take it even one step deeper. Maybe it's your emotions that are causing you pain. But whatever it is, you're gonna let it go. And you're gonna watch it dissipate. And you allow yourself to go deeper.
And the body will relax. And the mind is calm. And the pressures and the tensions of the day just start to melt away. Fading into the background. No longer affecting you. That's right. And we're just going to allow this white light shining above your head, illuminating, radiating this healing energy. Just connecting with it. I wonder how you're going to experience this as it comes down over your body. Just wondering if you'll feel a lightness, maybe a heaviness, maybe a tingling sensation. I'll allow you to decide and experience it. And this white light will come down, Feel it connecting to you, coming down over your forehead, down over your eyes and your eyelids, just slowing everything down, feeling the calm, the peace, feeling your cheeks relax, all the facial muscles, allowing your jaw muscles to relax. Just feeling this energy, calm, relaxing, peaceful state of well-being. Just feeling this energy go down, feeling it go down like a dial of comfort. Imagining all the pain fading as this white light comes down over your shoulders and across your back. Just allowing you to be in control, feeling the soothing sensation coming down over your arms, into your wrists, your hands, down into your fingers and your fingertips. Just turning that dial down, sensing the pain decreasing and turning it down even more. And as we focus on this energy coming across the chest, down into the solar plexus, into the belly, just releasing all that tension, unwinding, giving yourself permission to relax. And feeling this healing energy going down into the hips now, relaxing the hips, down into the legs, just feeling that pain diminish. Seeing this state of calm and comfort just taking over. Down across the knees, into the shins and calves, just activating the body's natural power to heal. Feeling all this wonderful energy coming down into the ankles, the feet, the toes. Wonder if you're feeling a tingling sensation, maybe a heaviness, just total freedom from pain. Controlling this state of well-being, this calm, this relaxation as you're feeling yourself go down, going down, and then you go deeper. Deeper.
And even deeper. And now finding yourself in that place of comfortable relaxation. So wherever that you are, in that safe place, protected. Now allowing for yourself to go on this journey. I will invite for you to imagine that you could take a ride on the inside of your own self. Imagine that your form of transportation can be whatever it is that you would like for it to be. And as you enter in that space, you truly would like to have reprieve from pain with greater range of motion, with a clearer thought of mind, with more focus, with more endurance of being able to complete the day's tasks. Take your time. Find what it is that you would truly like to release that pain. Go ahead. That's right. Now allowing for yourself to go within the space of the pain. Go in between. You know what it is. This is your journey. You know what it is that you would like to release. So go ahead. Give the space to that which you would have the pain to be released, or shifted, or transmitted, or transmuted. It's your journey. That's right. Now, going even deeper into that space, between the space where there is no pain and the pain. There you go. That's right, right there. Now take a moment and softly, with your third eye and with your all-knowing, notice what it is that you see now around you, now that that pain is transcended into beauty, strength, and courage, mobility. That's right. What does it look like? What color is it? What does it smell like? What does it sound like? Take it all in. To replace the pain that you know you're ready to let go of. So that you might move more freely. Strength, confidence, courage, and perseverance. Because after all, look at the perseverance that you've already come through and what you're doing, and giving yourself a pat on the back. Go ahead. Go ahead and give your friend a pat on the back, or even maybe even a high five. Now go into the silence of the freedom from the pain. Take your time. That's right. And as you continue to move forward in this, making sure to check in with your body. How does that feel in that place where the pain once was? Bring it all back into your body or your mind. Giving yourself permission to receive. There we go. Returning now to your breath. Remembering all that you remembered. Receive all that you received. That's right. Feeling yourself coming more awake and alert. But first at 0, where we are to remember all that you remember. It's so beautiful you will be able to vent off your dreams in that way, in whatever it is that you need to become full, happy, healthy, whole, and complete. That's right. Here we go. Coming up now at 1. More alert and aware of your surroundings. Even more so now at 2. That's right. Coming up at 3 and experiencing inside of yourself that joy and the excitement of being able to be in this new way with yourself and your body. That's right. That's right. Coming up even more now at 4. Even more awake now, opening eyes. Back to a non-suggested state at 5. That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eyes open, wide awake. Back to a non-suggestible state.
How refreshing. I tell you, I think it's the spiral got me for a second. I don't know about you guys. How are you guys feeling?
Feeling great.
I feel super, super light. I don't feel much of anything. That's good. That's that feeling that we want to go for. It's almost like that separation from the physical body. So that's so wonderful. Thank you guys so much. And I'm sure our viewers much enjoyed everything. So let's just have a little recap. So guys, we're here today from the Hypnotherapist Lounge. I'm Brandy and I'm here with JoJoy and McKee. So JoJoy, can you tell us a little bit about where we can find you?
Yes, you can find me in several places. You can find me on Facebook under the account of my name, Jo Joy Breedlove. You can also find me at Stcoa Ranch, STCOA Ranch. And you can also find me at Healing Hands Holistic Therapies. All those are on Facebook, and we're getting ready to launch the first episode of my talk show, which is called Let's Talk About It, straight up. So that's
I love that. I cannot wait.
I'm so excited to be able to visit with the beautiful people here in the valley and how, and the experience of, who JoJoy Breedlove is and what Stcoa Ranch is all about and stopping the cycle of abuse, helping that. And that's what I am and that's what I do. And my phone number is open to the public and it is 719-240-5081 is the number. And I do online sessions. I do in person. I've got a beautiful space that I get to work in. I do all kinds of modalities. I've come from a medical massage background with a license to touch, and I just went from there to, well, here we are. So please contact me. I love to hear from you and to be able to work with you. And I work with complex PTSD and addiction recovery, and those Those are my heartthrobs. You get those two things taken care of, you got your world pretty much back in order again.
That's so awesome. You have this whole vibe of like women empowerment, kind
Yeah.
of like a thing. So I really feel like if you're a person that you are really looking for that type of energy, you definitely have to see JoJo for that, for
Yeah.
sure.
And I work with all ages, babies in the womb to 102, and I am off of exit 74 on I-25, 25 miles south or 22 miles south of Pueblo, Colorado. So come on in. I do sound therapy. I'm a frequency channeler. Like I said, I do a lot of stuff. So come check me out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. McKean, tell us where we can find you.
Sure, excellent. Yeah, you can find me at www.igniteyourlighthealing.com. There's no spaces, it's all one word. You can also reach me on the socials on Instagram and TikTok at Ignite Your Light Healing. And then I just got on heal.me, so you can go on that platform now for holistic healing. They have a lot of practitioners on there, so I've jumped on there, so you can find me there. And also on the YouTube, Ignite Your Light Healing. And you can email me at McKean at igniteyourlighthealing.com. And my number is 310-387-5044. And like I said, I'm here in LA. So if you're here, I can do local visits. We can do hypnotherapy, we can do Reiki, we can do past life regression. We work on that addiction, weight release, pain management, stress and anxiety, motivation, abundance, changing bad habits. The list goes on and on.
Awesome. And then also, let's see. Now, are you going to be on a schedule for any of the metaphysical affairs or anything like that in your area? Is
No,
it
I
like
actually
a
just
one-time or?
yeah, it finished up the season. I was looking to try and be in maybe Southern California somewhere, but it looks like they're all in Northern California until the end of the year. But definitely in the early part of next year, I'm looking forward to being probably as far north as Ventura County, and then going down to probably San Diego County. So covering all those territories and getting the word out there, healing all these
Awesome.
people.
Which is much needed, right? I think
Yes.
after COVID, I think people just went through so much identity, just issues in general, not just health, it's just everything. And
Yeah.
so it's much needed. This is where we are in the world that we're in right now. So this has been such a wonderful experience. And guys, I'm Brandy, owner of Apothecary B Metaphysics. You know where to find me, www.apothecaryb is in boy.com. And pretty much that's the same across the board on all social media platforms. So without further ado, thank you guys so much. You can tune in next week. Now, next week will be a very special episode. Next week, we'll be focusing on letting go and breaking soul ties. So, that will be a very interesting topic. This episode will be a little bit longer because we're going to go in a little bit more in depth with some healing stuff. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in this evening, and we'll see you next week, same time, same place. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Blessed.